defines the difference between elastic demand and inelastic demand? Now, this is a topic from the first semester BCom syllabus in the subject of economics. The first point is the meaning of price elasticity of demand. Now, price elasticity of demand is the degree of response in demand due to change in the price of the product. Now, if the price of the product decreases, and as a result, if the demand rises by a very large extent, it will mean that the price elasticity of demand is high. On the other hand, with the decrease in the price of the product, if its demand increases but only slightly, it would mean that the price elasticity of demand is low. So price elasticity is nothing but the degree of response in demand due to change in the price of the product. Higher the degree of response in demand, higher is the price elasticity of demand. And lesser the degree of response in demand, lesser is the price elasticity. Now, there are 5 different types of price elasticities as such, but the 2 most important types are: number 1, the price elasticity of demand greater than 1, which is also known as elastic demand, and number 2, price elasticity of demand less than 1, which is also called inelastic demand. Now we want to answer 2 questions regarding both the types. As far as the first type, that is price elasticity of demand greater than 1, elastic demand, is concerned, we want to answer these 2 questions. Number 1, when will the demand be elastic? And number 2, what will be the shape of the demand curve when demand is elastic? Similarly, for the second type, that is price elasticity less than 1 or inelastic demand, again we want to answer 2 similar questions. Number 1, when will demand be inelastic? And number 2, what will be the shape of the demand curve when demand is inelastic? Now, before we answer those questions, first we will have a look at the formula of price elasticity of demand. Now, price elasticity of demand is nothing but the percentage change in the demand for the product upon the percentage change in the price. Let us try to understand the first type of price elasticity, that is price elasticity of demand greater than 1 or elastic demand. Now, price elasticity of demand can be greater than 1 when the percentage change in demand is greater than percentage change in price. Now, the answer can be greater than 1 only when the numerator is greater than the denominator. So given this formula, the price elasticity of demand can be greater than 1. That means the demand can be elastic when the numerator, that is percentage change in demand, should be greater compared to percentage change in price, which is the denominator. For example, if the price of the product decreases by 10% and as a result the demand rises by 50%, we will say that the price elasticity of demand is 50 upon 10, which is equal to 5, which is greater than 1. Now the same thing can be shown with the help of a diagram here below. A is the original price demand combination. We have taken price of the product on the y-axis, whereas demand for the product has been taken on the x-axis. P1 D1 is the original price demand combination, which means that earlier the price of good X was P1, and when the price was P1, the demand was D1. So A is the original price demand combination. Then the price falls slightly from P1 to P2. So as mentioned here, that there is only 10% fall in the price is falling slightly from P1 to P2, and as a result there is a huge rise in demand from D1 to D2. That gives us the second combination, that is B. So you can see that distance D1 D2 is more, which shows that the percentage change in demand is higher, whereas distance P1 P2 is less, which shows that the percentage change in price is less. So when you join the 2 points, you will get this kind of demand curve, and this demand curve is flat, it means that it will have less slope. So what are the answers to the two questions under consideration? The first question was, when will demand be elastic? And the answer is, demand is elastic, price elasticity is greater than 1 when the percentage change in demand is greater than percentage change in price. And question number 2, what will be the shape of the demand curve when demand is elastic? And the answer is, the demand curve will be flat, it will have less slope. The second type is price elasticity of demand less than 1 or inelastic demand. Now, price elasticity is less than 1 when the percentage change in demand is less compared to the percentage change in price. Once again, given this formula, this answer can be less than 1 only when the numerator is lesser compared to the denominator. For example, the price of the product decreases by 50%, and as a result, the demand rises only by 10%. Then this price elasticity of demand will be 10 upon 50, that is 1 by 5. In other words, it will be 0.2, which is less than 1. So price elasticity of demand is less than 1. The demand is inelastic when the percentage change in demand is less than the percentage change in price. Once again, the same thing can be shown with the help of this diagram below. P1 is the original price of good X, and at that price the demand is D1, so A is the original price demand combination. Now, as mentioned here, that there is a huge fall in the price from P1 to P2, so you can see that price has fallen by 50%. There's a huge fall in the price has become half, and as a result there is a slight increase in the demand from D1 to D2, because here we have taken that the demand increases only by 10%, so it gives us the new combination, that is B. So because of 50% fall in the price, there is a slight increase in the demand from D1 to D2. Now in this diagram, distance D1 D2 is less. It shows that the percentage change in demand is less, and distance P1 P2 is more, which shows that the percentage change in price is high. Now when we join these 2 points, we will get this kind of demand curve, and this demand curve is steep. In other words, it has a very high slope. So what are the answers to the 2 questions under consideration? The first question was, when will demand be inelastic? And the answer is, demand is inelastic when the percentage change in demand is lesser compared to the percentage change in price. And the second question is, what will be the shape of the demand curve when the demand is inelastic? And the answer is, the demand curve will be steep. It will have a high slope. So to summarize, what are the 2 main takeaways from this discussion? So the 2 main points are, the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. That is, demand is elastic when the percentage change in demand exceeds the percentage change in price. And when demand is elastic, the demand curve is flat, it has a less slope. On the other hand, price elasticity of demand is less than 1. The demand is inelastic when the percentage change in demand is less than the percentage change in price. And when demand is inelastic, the demand curve is steep. That means it has a very high slope. So this is the difference between elastic demand and inelastic demand. Thank you very much, and keep looking for more videos on the video series presented by JG College of Commerce, Ahmedabad. Thank you. Thank you very much.